Ramiro, Pebbles, Melissa, and Leroy, Hot 969, in studio right now. He's going to be at the Wilbur tonight for a show. W Kamau Bell. What's up?
Nice pronunciation. That was good.
Why people butcher it?
Yeah, of course.
How did they
he
pronounce
really hit it. He was
okay.
he's like, I know there's no L at the end. He's like, Kamau. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate that. No, I've done lots of things recently. I was like, oh, I'm not as famous as I thought I was. All sorts of things out my name. Yeah.
No, one of the big things he did was the Bill Cosby docu-series.
Now we got to start. I'm just kidding. Yes, I did. I did a 4-part documentary about Bill Cosby. Hey, black man, which side are you on?
Hey, I'm on the black side. There you go.
Well, that could be either side. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the P. Diddy case say they're on the black side. Yet
that's
they're
true.
Leroy has trouble with the Bill Cosby thing because he enjoys the show so much.
Yeah.
I have I can do a good job of separating and being like, I can enjoy the song, I can enjoy the show and stuff, and be like, yo, that person's just a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Off the air, you know what I'm saying?
Turns out many people in show business are pieces of crap.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I mean, now there's levels to the crap, as we all know.
Yeah.
So not everybody's a monster, but so yeah.
You're in showbiz. Do you see how it can happen? How it can turn people?
For sure. Yeah, no, that's what part of the thing that I did the piece. When I did the piece, and I don't know who's seen it or hasn't seen it, but it's very much like, here's the things I liked about Bill Cosby. Not so much into the things that I found out about Bill Cosby.
Right.
So I certainly, because even right now, Melissa is my wife's name. I was like, it's like, how do you need? I was like, I need a coffee and a water. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that's little, but if you're Bill Cosby, you're like, I need a coffee and a water and a cream-colored black woman. You know what I mean? It just gets. Sorry, it was too early.
Nah, never.
Yeah, so it's just showbiz allows you to be the worst version of yourself, and if you're not careful, you'll keep escalating what that is.
Do you find it hard to separate, like, say with what's going on with Kanye right now? Okay, a lot of people are like, he's a piece of crap now.
I've been out of Kanye since for a long time.
Oh,
so
wow.
Out of front. But anyway, continue.
But like, could you continue to support and be a fan of somebody who you know is a piece of crap?
Okay, so this is what I say when people ask this question. Would everybody like to pull out their internet search history and show it to me?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. So we're all doing things all day long.
Oh my God.
Look,
some people don't want to show you their apps.
Exactly. People don't want to hand you their For You page on their IG.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're all doing things all day long that we're not proud of, but you're a human and you got to get through the day and you like that video or whatever.
But again, there's levels.
Yeah, there's levels. But I think the problem is people act like who they are on the outside is actually who they are on the inside. And we all know there's a difference.
Yeah. Now, have you met anybody since you got in show business that you thought one way about them, and then when you met them, you're like, oh, you suck?
I must have. I'm trying to think. I mean, everybody who sucks, you sort of were like, this makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, there's nobody who was like super nice that I was like. And then I also understand that like you're meeting somebody on a random day, and it could be their worst day. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why when I meet people in the streets, I always try to be like, yay, because I get that like this is your last time. You know what I mean? So you might not see me again. So I'm trying to think. I really have a wide, and also I don't try not to bother people. Like, so when I meet people and they're not that nice, I'm like, who am I? Why should they be nice? So, but no, generally the people who suck, like nobody was like, Kevin Spacey sucks. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, he's always playing jerks. I get it. Yeah.
W Kamau Bell, by the way, he's going to be at the Wilbur Theater tonight, and not only is he funny, but he is a Celebrity Jeopardy champion.
Oh, right.
Season 3.
That is crazy.
Who were the celebrities that you went up against?
I mean, celebrity is a big word that says a lot of things. I mean, even I'm probably not a celebrity. Who did I beat? I beat Margaret Cho along the way.
Okay.
I beat, some people really know who this is and some people don't. Camilla Luddington.
Oh, the chick. I know who she is. Grey's Anatomy.
See, exactly.
JoJo.
Yeah. Like, who? It's like she's
Okay.
super famous to the people who watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
She's been on the show for 13 years.
She's great.
Camilla Luddington. I beat Max Greenfield, who was from The New Girl.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's on The Neighborhood now with Cedric the Entertainer, so I kind of beat Cedric the Entertainer. Who else? I beat Robin Thede from Black Lady Sketch Show. I think, and then a bunch of some other people, and a rich guy who runs a podcast. That was in the finals. It was Robin Thede and a rich guy on a podcast.
Do you remember what your final question was? Your Jeopardy final question?
Yes. This comedian, the last episode of this comedian's sitcom was considered to be one of the greatest episodes of a sitcom. Series finales ever. I'm butchering it. and he got the idea from his wife Jenny. And
I got it.
And the category was In Memoriam 2024.
I got it.
Last episode of a sitcom.
Use it in question.
Who is Bob Newhart?
Got it.
Wow.
He just won Celebrity Jeopardy.
How'd you know that?
Because that was one of the most iconic. I don't even know. Like he had a show with his wife, right?
Yeah.
I forget. It was just like Newhart or something. Then he had another show where he ran like
Bed and breakfast, like
a bed and breakfast,
like in the Northeast.
Yeah,
like,
and they had a lot of like weird characters. So the final episode, he wakes up from a dream with his wife from the original sitcom, and he's like, "Yo, you ain't gonna believe the dream I just had. I had these two dudes who were called Daryl, blah 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 blah." So it was the first time that I know of that they connected. They did you know how people now they're like, this is all in the same universe. It was the first time that it was something like that connected in the same universe.
Got it.
So there had been a show. Yeah, it was basically a parody of the end of this episode of Dallas where they wiped out a whole season of the show because Bobby came back. I'm super old, so it was a parody of that. But then he said the whole show had been a dream, and Bob Newhart's one of the ghosts of stand-up comedy, so I knew that one right away.
That was the final Jeopardy. I could have won Celebrity Jeopardy. I probably
You gotta
wouldn't have gotten that far.
But you got to get right. You got to get
far.
right.
They would have been like, you got negative $17,000.
Yeah, I also answered a question about Shintoism, so it ain't all Bob Newhart questions.
And also, you the $1 million that you won, you used to for donors choose.
Yeah, so just to be clear, you none of the money is for you. So it's not like I'm like, I decided to give $1 million away. No, I could use $1 million. I got 3 kids.
Yeah.
But it's all for charity. So you get to pick a charity, and I'm on the board of directors of Donors Choose,
Great.
which helps schools, teachers raise money for projects. And they especially need it right now.
Absolutely.
And so every city I go to on my tour, like I'm in the Boston area now, we will match donations to Donors Choose with using some of the money from Celebrity Jeopardy. And then I wiped out all the projects in Oakland, California, where I'm from, and from Mobile, Alabama, where my dad lives. I spend a lot of time in the summer. So I'm the new Secretary of Education. Suck it, Linda McMahon.
All right, so W Kamau Bell is going to be at the Wilbur Theater tonight. Go to Ticketmaster.com for your tickets. Now, we're going to continue the conversation with him off air on our YouTube channel for the after show. So you can go there. And okay, we're continuing our conversation with W Kamau Bell.
Yes.
Who actually lived in Boston for a short time, right?
Oh, yeah, I sure did. Yeah, Mattapan.
Okay.
So wait,
it wasn't Murderpan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, have you been back?
No, I haven't been back. I mean, I would go back, but I have not been back. Yeah.
What was your favorite part of living here?
And
were you a fan of the sports teams too? That's another one.
I mean, we lived here during the Bird era, so
okay.
But I didn't keep that with me when I left. We moved to Chicago, and so I transferred to a
Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Bird is. I'm not anti-Bird.
Yeah.
Bird is great, but even Bird would tell you he's not Michael Jordan.
Of course.
And Bird is great. Bird, I'm not one of those people who's like Bird couldn't. No, if Jokic can play, Bird could play. So, yeah.
Michael Jordan versus LeBron.
Michael Jordan? What are we doing?
Yeah,
even LeBron knows the answer to the question.
Yeah.
That's why he wears number 23. Like, what are we talking about? Even LeBron knows he's number 2. That's why he's like, secretly he knows.
How old are your kids?
I have to think. About to turn 14,
okay.
10, and about to turn 7.
Wow. Oh, okay. So they're still, because my son, I have a son in his 20s, and he's like all LeBron.
They're all Steph Curry because we live in the Bay Area.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fair. I mean, Steph's a nice guy. But even Steph would tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Steph is great. Steph is the best, and he's also great in the community.
Oh, man. Yeah. Intelligent young man is obvious, and Jeopardy and all that stuff.
Am I a young man?
Yes, you are.
Did you see my hair?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Oh, I got a question. I got to say something about that too. But anyways, if you could describe your style of comedy, what is that?
It's like this. Are you enjoying this? If you're not, then
Jesus. Okay.
Is it called? You just get up there having a conversation.
I mean, it's conversational. I talk a lot about current events and politics, and also about my family. So it's so it's very like conversational and relaxed and story based, and so it's easy like Sunday morning.
This is mad random, but you mentioned your hair. You said, "Do you see my hair? I got the grays and stuff going on too." Yo, how do you feel about people doing the whole dye and all that stuff? And
you can do it. I'm too lazy. You gotta keep it up.
You gotta keep it up. Yeah.
I'm not.
Why do you think I'm wearing a hat today?
I'm not against it. You gotta keep it up. You can't. Especially So I've never been that great at haircuts. So like I would not, and I would be the guy who like dyed his forehead black if I did.
Oh God!
So
Damn.
I was always destined to do this, but yeah, so I'm glad it's in style now. But yeah, no, you just gotta do whatever you gotta do. Inject whatever you gotta inject to make your face look like you want it to look. You just gotta keep it up. You just gotta keep it up.
Right.
Melissa's so happy now.
Yes. Go Botox.
Affirm your gender however you want to affirm it. Just you gotta keep it up.
If you had to guess which one of us was a gambling addicted psychopath.
Well, you.
Okay.
Wait, you got mad. Yeah, see, you got mad when I said I don't go to casinos.
Well, listen, that wasn't a fair question to ask him because he was so.
That was a tell. That was like,
yes, I understand, but no, you said that you did live in Boston, but that was before the Encore Boston opened.
Yeah, it was also 6.
Yeah, okay, I get that, but no, a lot of celebrities when they come to town, that's where they stay. So I wasn't sure if maybe you were staying there. That's why I brought it up.
No, but it was also a tell that you have a problem.
Got a
little problem. As De Niro said, got a little problem.
I will say though, at least I can admit it.
That's
so,
fine.
yes.
That's fine. Again,
yes, thank you.
First part of the,
That's right.
First part,
recovery.
admitting you have no control over your addiction.
That's right.
What game do you play? What is your?
Okay, you're gonna laugh at me. Slot machines.
Oh, you're not gambling then. Okay, all right, never mind.
Thank you. Thank
You just
you.
like shiny noises and lights.
Yes, that's what they do to attract you. You're 100% right. Yes.
You're not gambling. You're donating in small increments.
You are so right. Okay, but we all kind of have like our vices. What's yours?
I don't want to show you my internet search history.
I think if any of us were to show our internet search history, though, we'd be in a lot of trouble.
No, like, I like
mine right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Delete it. Just clear out the cookies.
Ooh, let me look at that.
Exactly. What are my vices? I'm just kind of a good person. I'm too good of a dad, I guess, maybe. Maybe too responsive of a husband. I don't know. I'm just turning
the negative into a positive.
too prepared for, it's like when you go to a job interview.
I was just going to say.
Too perfect. I guess I work too hard. I really work myself hard. My vices, I mean, I like really weird. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I like really weird YouTube videos that then when I send them to friends in the group chat, sometimes they're like, if you send one of those videos again, you're gonna be out of the group.
Really?
Wait. Weird like what? Because I'll watch somebody who goes and visits celebrity grave sites. I'll watch things about old school TVs.
Didn't you watch the lawn mowing guy too?
Yeah, I watched that.
Those are good videos.
You know what you gotta see? I got a new one for you,
I was
Leroy.
deep into Dr. Pimple Popper before.
I love that. I love that.
But then I was deep into. I went from that to the toe bro, who's a guy in Canada who fixes your feet. And so because he's fixing feet, he's taking in some of the worst feet.
Wait, what do you mean fixes your feet?
He's like a what do you call it?
Podiatrist, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like if you got like weird nails or there's like old people who don't have who don't do anything for like 30 years.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, that nail has grown into your elbow. Really.
Have you seen the earwax?
Oh yeah, I do that too.
Where
you just the camera inside the ear and they sort of scoop it out and they put it on the table and they measure it to let you know how much it is.
Yeah, put the water in.
Oh wow!
I like videos. I'm a bit. There's a guy named Beard Meets Food who travels around the world, but really America too. He's from England. And he does all the food challenges in every like weird restaurant.
Okay, I would like that.
That's good. You think you do? I mean, I tried to show it to my kids, and they really lost respect for me.
Oh, okay.
It's just, he's a very nice. He's super funny too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When you started out doing comedy, like for your first show, did you know this is what I want to do, or how long did it take for you to figure it out?
Yeah, I mean, I sort of knew before even the first show. I grew up on SNL and the comics on late night television. Was pre the internet, so I always knew that I wanted to do it. Like I remember when Seinfeld, before he got his TV show, when I was like, so when he got it, I was like, that my favorite comedian got a TV show. Hope it works out.
I was going to ask you how you felt about Seinfeld.
Now?
Yeah, well, in general, I mean, is that the type of comedy? I know. Is that the type of comedy as a comedian?
Great separate the guy from the guy.
Yes.
As a comedian, I think he's definitely one of the GOATs. He's he definitely.
I love him
there's
too.
No question. He's one of the greatest comedians of all time. As a person, he's just a rich guy,
I've heard he's really.
He's a guy. I've never met him, but I hear he can be a guy. There are many stories. There's a funny picture on the internet. So he's good friends with Matthew Broderick, and somebody wanted a picture with Matthew Broderick, and he was there. And they asked him to get out of the picture because they didn't even. I don't know if they knew who he was. And he's in the back of the picture looking mad.
Wow.
You can find it. Matthew Broderick Seinfeld picture, and it's like he's in the back looking like resentful
Googling it right now.
that he wasn't asked for a picture. Yeah, no, he's. I mean, Seinfeld's been very clear. If you watch, even if you watch his show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, it's like, oh, that's a rich asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wait. Oh, yeah, he's pissed.
Look up too when Kesha.
Yeah.
When Kesha was trying to take a picture with him, he didn't
She wanted a
recognize
hug.
her.
No, Kesha.
Yeah, she wanted a hug.
She was like, "Can I get a hug?" He's
no,
like,
thank you.
No,
No, thank you.
He's like,
Yeah.
no. So he's not. Which I mean, you don't got to hug everybody, but there's a way to say it
Right.
that doesn't feel like you've indicted all their humanity.
Right.
Like you're afraid you're going to catch the ick because you hug them. Yeah. No. So he's known to be. He's very clear. That's why. Can't think of anybody who's like really like, I thought you'd be like, I met Denzel Washington, and if he had been a jerk, I'd have been fine with it, and he was super nice.
Wow.
I wouldn't have been like, oh God, Denzel Washington's mean to me. No, I would have
Yeah.
been fine. He was way nicer than he needed to be. So I find more often, and people meet me, and I'm also like not completely unknown, but often you find people are way nicer than you expect them to be.
That is true.
I'm a Dave Grohl defender despite everything that happened.
I was gonna say, have you met like
Really?
someone who has a bad rep? Because I have a story about someone who has a bad reputation, and they were cool as shit with me, and I'm like, yo, he was nice to me. I don't know what to tell you, because my guy was Barry Bonds.
Oh, Barry Bonds. Yeah.
Barry has, and even now, like dudes are like, Barry Bonds sucks. He wouldn't give, like, there was a charity he wouldn't sign a picture for. Like, he was just a scumbag. But I saw him in Vegas one time, did an interview with him. We hit it off. Later, I went into the club. He was at the bar, surrounded by security.
Yeah.
He looks around, he sees me, he goes,
Yeah.
he told his dudes to move. He bought me a drink, and we sat there bullshitting for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So every time
Yeah.
everyone's like, Barry Bonds an asshole, I'm like, he was nice to me.
And see, maybe you caught him on a good day.
I
Right.
caught him on a great day. So do you have anybody like that you can think of?
I mean, I find it's weird when people know who I am, and then I get and are nice to me. So I met, like, this is sort of not obscure, but the rapper, the DOC.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
I was in Vegas, and he comes up, he goes, "Hey, brother." I'm like, why do you know who I am? And he was like wanted a picture, and I was like, so I find that when it's people who know who I am, who I think it's just totally strange.
Wow.
And and then that I find that happens a lot. Yeah.
You mentioned the DOC.
Oh, you put your hand up.
Yeah. I just, you mentioned the DOC. You live in Oakland.
Yes.
K-Dot is running the game right now.
Yeah.
What's it like for people here on the East Coast? If you can describe what's going on in the West.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
You sort of observed that from afar.
Right.
You weren't in the West. Like it was. I think it's great because Northern California and Oakland, where I live, and Southern California often have like rivalry. It's usually a one-way rivalry because LA's not thinking about us. But the fact that Kendrick mentioned Oakland in Not Like Us, it was like such a we could all come together as the West Coast, which doesn't happen that often, which shows how magical Kendrick is that he could like unite, because even LA black people, obviously Crips and Bloods going to get along, but the fact he really united the West Coast, it felt really often being on the West Coast you feel like kind of a nerd. You know what I mean? Because it's like the East Coast thinks they're so tough. You know what I mean? I'm not saying everybody, but you feel like you're like, we're on the West, we're proud.
Yeah.
But actually, we could all be loud and proud in a way that I thought that was great that Kendrick made it great. Yeah.
Another quick thing. Did you see the video of Richie Rich?
Oh, one of my Jeopardy questions was about Not Like Us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the question that I doubled up on in a daily double was answering what's the name of the rapper who wrote Not Like Us, and I was like, are you serious?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was one of
God.
that question doubled me up, which got me to which basically won the whole thing.
You're making me think that I could be on Celebrity. Give me a hard one that they were giving you.
There was a whole bunch of about Charles Darwin and what are the islands that Charles Darwin found out all of his information on.
Never mind.
I'm out. Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't want that category.
Right.
what is the Richie Rich video? I haven't seen the Richie Rich
You
video.
didn't see
Yo, the
he was
greatest
rapping-
freestyle video of all time.
Yeah, he was rapping. He was at one of, I think he was in the backyard with La Russell. And he was rapping. He blew out his knee,
Oh,
but he kept going.
Unbelievable.
I felt that one as a dude in his 50s. Oh, yeah. We've all been there. Yeah.
That was beautiful. And the beautiful thing is they showed the video of his knee so people knew that it wasn't a setup.
see,
his
that
knee
would
was
gross me
of
out.
Place.
No. And he kept rapping. Like,
Yo,
that's a gamer.
All right.
Wait, hold on real quick. Your all-time, I know you said you called Jerry Seinfeld one of the GOATs. Who is your all-time favorite comedian of all time?
that's famous? Because most of my, 'cause
Oh.
as a comedian, a lot of people. You like meet people who aren't
Yeah.
famous.
Give us
Don't have to
both.
be
One
famous.
that's
Yeah.
So
famous. one
literally, my favorite comedian of all time is the guy who opens for me, who I've known my whole career, but he's been ahead. His name's Dwayne Kennedy, and even you could talk to Chris Rock, Mark Maron, and be like, yeah, that guy's funny.
Dwayne Kennedy.
Dwayne Kennedy, he's my opener tonight at the Wilbur.
Okay.
So he's my he's one of my best friends, but he happens to be like sort of, like a playground legend. He has zero ambition. Like I have to.
Yeah.
I was going to say, why is he not more well known if he's.
It's the same playground legend phenomenon. Like the guy
Wow.
who, if you just went to college, you'd be in the NBA. Nah, I'm not doing that. Not selling out. He's that guy. He just won't. If you just answered a phone call.
Wow.
But then I would say, I would have to. One. I don't know. I'd have to put together. It's definitely like. Let me just put together the list.
Yeah, sure.
So it's for me personally, it's Carlin, Dick Gregory.
I like this. You're Mount Rushmore of comedians.
Carlin, Dick Gregory. I'm gonna go. Obviously Richard Pryor. And then, even though,
Yeah. Say it.
even though a lot of it,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I talk about how Bill Cosby himself in my thing is like one of the greatest stand-up performances of all time. Without that, I don't think I'd be a stand-up comedian. So as a stand-up comedian, Bill Cosby is absolutely one of the goats. But unfortunately, also as a sexual assaulter and rapist, he's also one of the goats.
Yeah.
And we can't.
The
do
crazy
Yep.
thing about Cosby and Diddy, right? So in hip hop, you got a lot of
Wow,
dudes that.
who knew 10 years ago we'd be able to say something like that?
Yeah,
right.
Well, no,
Cosby did.
but like for hip hop, a lot of people, they're like, that dude's a fake gangster, blah, 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 blah. Most of them. Diddy and Cosby were dropping nuggets throughout their entire career
for sure.
of their behavior.
Yeah.
And now we're all like,
Looking back on it,
Diddy
yeah.
wasn't dropping nuggets. Diddy was soda with whole gold bars.
Right.
He was like,
Cosby
I have
dropping
sex
nuggets.
parties.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, I've adopted Justin Bieber, teenage Justin
Right.
Bieber, and I'm bringing him to my house. We're going to meet chicks, and Justin Bieber's like, I don't know that I'm ready to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Can we not do that?
I think everybody's sorry. It's just that when you're a fan of someone and you admire them so much as a celebrity, it's hard sometimes for people to separate. And now
Also,
that
people
it's
think showbiz is all that, so they think
Right.
they don't realize that showbiz is mostly not that. So they think people think showbiz is always that thing, and so they assume, oh, that must be just what it is.
Right.
It's not really.
Wait, I gotta ask: do family members and friends hit you with the whole Illuminati stuff? Do they try to see if you have any insight?
Yes, I'll just say the show. People think that's why it's funny. Like people think showbiz is this thing that it's mostly not. I took Uber to get here. You know what I mean? So that's my Illuminati. But also one of the reasons I live in Oakland is so I don't have to be around it all the time. I love living there, and I've lived there forever. But I never wanted to move out because I like to visit show business. I don't like to live in show business.
Nice.
Do you ever think of move back to the East Coast?
No.
No, you're,
Wow.
so you're West Coast.
That's not. I would live in D.C., but my wife wouldn't live in D.C.
Where's your wife from? Is she from Oakland too, or
She's
from
from
Oakland?
Monterey, which is sort of like white people Oakland.
Okay.
They have it's got like they're known for the aquarium. That's they're near wine country. It's quaint. They have town.
They're near wine country. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
So she's from there. So it's like probably 2 hours from Oakland. So yeah, she wouldn't move. I could live in D.C. certainly not for the politics part.
Right.
I just like D.C. But no, she would not. My wife doesn't believe in weather.
In weather.
She doesn't want snow.
She like it
doesn't
nice
want
all
heat.
year.
Yeah, she wants
Oh,
60
see?
degrees every day.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I like my seasons. Got to have winter, spring, summer, fall.
No, we just do late spring all year.
Okay.
That's what I would like. All right, W Kamau Bell. Check him out tonight at the Wilbur Theater, Ticketmaster.com. Thank you for coming in,
Thank
my
you
friend.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.